So this is try number two, or was try number two. First one failed. Second one, no audio. So I'm doing voiceover. And now I'm saying some dumb bullshit about how I fucked up the first one. Oh, yep, I dropped it, son of a bitch. Now I'm gonna show you a fucking little spinning wheel. Yep, look, there it is. There's the Dremel wheel. It's a wire wheel. Yep, right there. There's a spot. There was a spot right there that I messed up. And I'm going to show you how to erase it. Sand it out and start over. But if you work this stuff over too much, you will fuck it up, for sure. And you can only work it over a couple times before it's ruined. So you got maybe 2 or 3 tries on this stuff. Just shave the top of that mountain right off. Doesn't need to be there. To get the aluminum dust off and to get any grease that has gone on it, because that messes things up too. So you want to just polish it. You just keep flipping your rag to a dry spot until it starts to feel smooth as you run it across there. It'll hang up if there's still degreaser on there. You can feel it. You'll feel it drag, and then once you get it off of there, it just runs, perfectly smooth. Yeah, once it starts to go real smooth over there, you're good to go. 3D, 3-dimensional. So you layer your stuff. You put the stuff that you're going to be in your very background. There's smaller mountains, there's stuff on the horizon. You do that first, and then you put the next mountain on top of that one, or in front of it, right, to the side. So obviously you're not going to cover up the one you just made. And then you put the next one in front of that. And you keep building these layers, and what you end up with is a 3-dimensional piece of artwork. It looks 3-dimensional anyway, if you do it right. And it takes practice. You want to angle up like this, like that's the direction mountains go, and then there's that other side right there. And yeah, you hold it on the tip of your thumb like that, and oh, yep. So if you're doing from the, you want to keep in mind where your light source is in your picture, right? So like where the sun's coming from. So on this one, I pictured it coming from the left. So I'm doing the left side of the mountains lighter, and then obviously the right side darker, because that's the shadow side. Look at that concentration, man. I'm a goddamn master at this. Ooh. Gonna make a little cliffy cliff right there. Oh yeah, so you see that little turn that I'm doing? The little half turn with that Dremel. You'll see it here some more in a second when I work the bottom of this little cliffy area, little hill area. So I'm just moving the Dremel with the terrain that like how I want the terrain to go. And I'm saying terrain, not train. I need to enunciate a little better. Motivation's a little low right now. I'm a little frustrated with the situation. I made this thing twice and fucked it up both times. So I swear I'm going to figure this out, though. I'm going to make something good. People will watch it and be like, oh, that was really helpful. Thank you for that information. I learned something, and it wasn't painful to watch. That's my goal, is to share this knowledge that I've accumulated over, dude, I've got thousands and thousands of hours into figuring this shit out. Like, I basically started stripping the paint off of a aluminum 4-wheeler trailer like 4 years ago, and thought, oh, that looks like a mountain. And that's where it started. And I've just continually built on what I learned yesterday. And you can look back at my artwork and you can be like, oh, right, this is the one where I figured out how to make rocks. So basically I just made rocks everywhere to where didn't even make sense anymore, but I got good at it, so I just couldn't stop. I just overdid it. And you're going to find that same thing as you master a technique that you're trying to develop. When you really start to get it, you'll just overuse it. And so that's just par for course, I think. I definitely do this differently, knowing that there's a camera on me. I'm more meticulous, and I spend a lot more time thinking about what I'm doing before I do it when it's just me. I could have spent 2 hours making that mountain prior if I wasn't on camera. Like, I would have made a couple of marks and then just sat back and drank a beer and stared at it for a while and then made a few more marks. Yeah, I'm not doing much on this other mountain. I was just trying to give a little flesh to just show you that the basic concept of mountain in the back, mountain in the front. And it needs a lot more detail, obviously. It's kind of fractal. Like, you make big shapes and then you make smaller shapes on those big shapes and then smaller shapes on those shapes, and you just keep adding detail until it looks realistic. So I hope you enjoy. So, all right. Thank you for listening.